In the first, watch out.
Look at this.
Upton pops it up. Left side, Elvis Andrus is backpedaling. He is under it. He puts it away. The Texas Rangers have won a postseason series.
The Texas Rangers are American League champions.
And welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live. Coming at you, bottom of the ninth inning. Jake Burger getting checked out by the trainer and Skip Schumacher right now. War one looks like right on the hand. This would not be good. Jake Burger been one of the most clutch Texas Rangers this season. No more evidence needed than what you just saw a couple innings ago. Burger's going to stay on, man. Put that thing, man. Get that thing in a bucket of ice immediately. Burger's got some speed. You don't necessarily want to lose him, but man, that got him, looks like right on the finger. Goodness. Adrenaline pumping, man. I'm going to hold my breath and, like I said, cross my fingers here. No pun intended. Burger, a big part of what the Rangers have been doing today, and look, he's come through with a number of big knocks this season. You would not like to see him go down. He's coming out now. Probably the right move. I don't like to see this, but it's probably the right move. Okay. Man, I was going to say, get that thing in a bucket of ice like immediately. You really don't need to risk that. Look, it is one game. It is a game that you want to win, clearly. But, and I surely hope we don't get an update tomorrow, later tonight, and that thing has just, blown up to the size of a balloon, and he's going to be out for an extended period. Not what you want to see, man. Hopefully it is not a big deal. I probably would take him out too, Soldier. 100%. I'd be taking him out too. Just get that thing in a bucket of ice right away. You can get somebody else running the bases. They are a little short on bench players. That's probably the only thing. They have Osuna left, and Osuna has been working out at first base, so you probably could have gone that direction, possibly. What's good, everybody? Thanks for hanging out. Cody Freeman. He is just a little antsy, man. 0-2. Cody's had obviously a couple of hits on the year, but just a little bit antsy in some of these big spots from Cody. You'd like to see him slow it down just a little bit. Take a breath. He's going to call a timeout here. Smart timeout. Fouls off pitch number 3. Look, with Burger on first base, not a crazy speed threat here. You sure would love to get that runner down to second. Only issue is you've got the 9 spot coming up next, Kyle Higashioka. Higgy had quite the inning last inning, didn't he? He had quite the inning. I really, I know there's different trends going on in the game these days, and, I'm curious, but I wonder what the thought is on Higgy. You go up 3-1. You've got a better defensive catcher in Elias Diaz. What would have been the harm in subbing in Diaz there? Now, I know you don't have a catcher left per se after that. You've got some emergency catchers on the team, clearly, but why not let Elias Diaz go ahead and catch the 8th in the 9th inning? I mean, look, the bad throw from Higgy on the bunt, you're throwing it 90 feet, my guy. I mean, that's got to be a better throw. The batter's interference, the allowed stealing, there were like just multiple things last inning, and I know that, like I said, there's different trends in the game. Maybe that's not one of them, but why not try to potentially put in Diaz in that spot? have a little bit of a better defensive catcher there. You don't need more offense when you're up 3-1, especially in the 8th inning. You got 6 outs left. Just play good defense and win the game. Pitch well, play sharp D, end of story. Right now, by the way, 2 down. Miller warming up right now. Not the guy you want to see. A lot of pressure to keep the Padres at bay here. He'll probably come in the game anyways. Gap shot by Higgy sure would be useful. We'll keep on rolling. Appreciate all you guys. When Higgy's catching, everyone steals for free. Kind of my point, Jackson. Like, you know, why not give Diaz the last 2 innings? We know that Higgy, struggles a little bit with ailments, and why not keep a couple innings off the legs and put Diaz in there? Again, we know that he potentially is going to give you a better opportunity behind the dish. I mean, absolutely. We'll keep on rolling. Higgy, fly ball down the line. Foul. Man, that had some pop to it. That had some pop to it, man, totally. We'll keep on going, man. Thank you for all the comments and questions thus far. For a second here, like we always say, before we get to post game, I might be a little hit or miss on the comments, but we are going to do our best. Higgy, 2-2 count, 2s. Let's get it. Strike 3, man. Really a bad 2 innings here for Kyle Higashioka. I mean, that's a bad strike 3 looking. Really kind of the guy that cost us the lead. Higgy, man, looking for a bailout at this point. Higgy, a big reason Rangers are not winning this game right now, and we are heading to the extra innings. My favorite, the ghost runner rule. Gotta love it. Gotta love it, baby. I don't know if I need to get on my ghost runner soapbox. Let's just win a game. Let's just win a game, man. Higgy, though, to me, you should have benched him. You should have gone ahead and put in Diaz for inning 8 and inning 9. Get the better defensive catcher back there. That would have been the play for me all day long. All right, we're scrolling through. Yeah, the Rangers bullpen has been a little bit of an issue of late, hasn't it? You know that you've got Latz and Junis, but it really does feel like you have got not very many other options, not many other guys that you can really trust. I'm just going through the list in my mind here. You've got Junis for the 8th inning, presumably. You've got Latz for the 9th. Last night, Skip tried to cover innings 7 through 9 with those 2 guys. They just badly need one other dude out there that is just locked down, and they just don't have it right now. Cole Winn, for as much as we hyped up, gassed up Cole Winn as being maybe a dark horse late inning guy, an X factor, he's faded a little bit. Now, I'm a big Cole Winn fan, but he has faded a little bit here. I think we have to talk about this. He's got to be the guy that you can count on in that 7th inning. Clearly, they've got Gavin Collier down in AAA. Maybe he's a guy that you can call back up. For all the praise that CY gets for bullpen construction, it is kind of wild to consider that if Jacob Latz was not doing what he's doing right now, where would this bullpen be? I feel like the wheels would be completely off. You'd have Jacob Junis and nobody. Okay, so interesting. Now we get in Elias Diaz defensive replacement. Is Skip like watching the show right now on his phone? Now we get the defensive replacement for Higgy. Diaz is in the game now. What are we doing here? The clear-cut move would have been you just took the lead 3-1. Burger hits the bomb. You go up 3-1. You go up 2 runs. Why wouldn't you put Diaz in at that point? But now you do it in the 10th inning? All right. I mean, look, I totally approve. You guys, I don't have to say that. Skip should have done this a couple of innings ago. Should have done this a couple of innings ago. Yeah, he's in right now. Diaz is catching right now. Again, why not do this in the 8th inning? Makes no sense to me. I would love for one of the beats to ask Skip, why not do it in the 8th inning after the lead? What's the thought process? At least get the thought process. Maybe I'm missing something. But if you're in a 3-1 lead, if you're up by 2, who cares if Diaz takes a Higgy at bat? Higgy's bat is not that much better than Diaz's. Freaking no-brainer. No-brainer. I don't understand it. I'm glad Skip finally, righted the ship. This is what should happen. Diaz, he should be in. They would do this with Austin Hedges. Some of y'all, I know we got a lot of Hedgie stands in Rangers Nation, myself included. They would do this with Hedgie all the time. They'd put him in the 8th or 9th inning, allow him to give whoever was starting a breather. And by the way, you've got a lockdown catcher late in a ball game. Doug Eddings, the home plate umpire, he's on one today. I posted about Doug earlier in the game. He was going back and forth with MacKenzie Gore because Gore, went to the hat on a strike 3 call, while Doug Eddings was taking like 3 business days to ring him up for strike 3. Y'all see that? Go back and watch my page. Go on wherever you like, X, Facebook, Threads. Man, check it out. Look, Doug Eddings took forever to call strike 3 on that MacKenzie Gore strikeout, and then has the audacity to scold MacKenzie Gore and give him a hard time. Come on, dude. Doug Eddings is on one today. Freaking show. Joe Ross, Jackson, he was picked up, I want to say several weeks ago. Kind of a high-octane righty. Obviously, you're seeing some of the velocity, some of the velos right now. He can get it up there. Not ideal walking the first batter, but not the worst thing in the world. Machado now putting down for the bunt. By the way, Rangers do have one challenge left. If you were curious, I know some of y'all are not loving the calls right now by Doug. We do have one challenge left. It's quickly 2-0, though. First pitch there probably was a strike to Machado. It's tough, though. When they're doing the bunt thing, it is tough. You got that bat right in your face, right in your line of sight. Not the easiest thing to do. Look, walking the ghost, not the ghost runner, walking the first batter of the inning is not the worst thing in the world to do. Unless you're going to do that. Unless you're going to throw a center cut fastball to Manny Machado. Wow, the Padres fan caught it too. That's pretty awesome. Not going to lie. That's pretty freaking sweet. Right at the Padres, dude. That's fun. Not fun, though, if you're a Rangers fan. Maddening. That's what I mean. We don't have anybody else that we can trust. You've got Jacob Latz, Jacob Junis, and a box of rocks. God love our bullpen, man. I'm a fan of some of those guys, but we just have nobody out there that we can trust. And honestly, you want to know why? You want to know why Latz isn't out there? It's because we had to throw him for 4 outs last night. That's the problem when you don't trust someone to be that 7th inning bridge. You can't throw Latz today because you threw him multi-inning last night. And it was stressful, high leverage. Look, I do place quite a bit of blame on Skip for the decision-making late. I don't know why you're not subbing in Elias Diaz in the 8th inning. It doesn't matter. Why are you doing it in the 10th inning? If you're not going to do it in the 8th inning, why do it in the 10th inning? Oh, yeah. 1 or 2 more innings. Now Higgy has reached his max. Why is Ross in the game? Gary, we don't really have anybody else. And I mean that with love, brother, not getting on you. We don't really have anybody else. Who else would you want? Latz would be great, but I think Latz is a little bit gassed right now. You could get Alstrom in there, but you're facing a bunch of righties. You're going to throw Alstrom there? Junis went multi-inning last night. Quantrill, maybe, but they don't really like to use Cal in these spots. They don't They don't love using Cal in leads like this. You could have gone Cal. Really, all you could have thrown was Ross, Alstrom, a taxed Jacob Junis, or Quantrill. I mean, you did not have a lot of choices here. You didn't have a lot of options. Kelenic over Osuna was boneheaded. I know Kelenic made the great play. He was 1 for 3 today. I didn't love the move either way. Wasn't a fan. I'm glad Kelenic had a good game. I'm not unhappy for him. But yeah, wouldn't have done that. Would have left in Osuna after the clutch double. The single against the lefty would have let him ride. Ugh. Ridiculous. I don't think we're tanking Waffle Man, but I do think that we're blowing this game badly. We'll say that. Oh, that is brutal. This is why, I mean, look, I said I wasn't going to get on the Ghost Runner soapbox. This is why I hate the Ghost Runner rule too. And I love the Ghost Runner rule if you're on the road. Padres score first. It is so deflating. It's so deflating when the other team scores. I get it. Some people are going to clap back with, the Rangers have the same opportunity. It's different, man. It is different. Psychologically, you go down immediately. It just changes the ball game. That's why I just hate this rule. I wish they would get rid of it. There's no need for it. You don't go to extra innings that much. I get it. There were some crazy games that were really taxing pens. I'm just not a fan. I've said it. I'd rather them do what they do over in Asia with the Korean League and the Japanese League. I'd rather them do ties than play Ghost Runner. I'm dead serious. I know some of y'all aren't going to like that. I would rather there be ties and you just accept it like in hockey, in soccer. I'd rather there be a tie than do the Ghost Runner rule. All right, we got a double play ball here. Nope. Can't catch. Defense has just really plagued Texas at the end of this ball game, man. Burger not able to hang on there. A little bit of a high throw from Duran. Higgy, his bad throw on the bunt. Nice turn by Foscue. A little high throw by Duran. Let's see what the angle is here. Yeah, unnecessarily high throw by Duran. Just giving away the game. Giving it away right now. No way I'm starting a journeyman over Osuna. Yeah, it is a questionable game from Skip. Zach, I'm with you on that. Yeah, Gary, I wondered that too. So the comment was, do they just not like Osuna? I do think they play favorites. I mean, look, I know some people would say, you don't know, don't make that assumption. There's like very few alternatives. It just feels weird. Like the Kelenic thing to me totally felt like we called this guy up. We've got to play him. Like, why are we calling him up to just make him ride the bench? So yeah, let's give him the start. The Kelenic thing to me felt totally scripted. Like he was going to start today no matter what. Maybe if Osuna would have gone like crazy and hit like 2 bombs, they might have changed course. But the Kelenic thing felt totally scripted. Like they told him, dude, you're on the bench Friday, but we're having you play on Saturday, no matter what. Like, I don't get it. Uh-oh, trouble. Zeke's got it, though. I thought that was headed for no man's land. We got 3 runs to make up, ladies and gentlemen. 3 runs. See if they can do it. Yeah, I'm not even going to be surprised. The Osuna, not the DFA, but the Osuna demotion for Carter is not going to shock me. Evan Carter apparently is ahead of schedule. Not going to be shocked if they demote, Osuna and leave up Kelenic or something weird. The Diaz DFA when Danny Jansen gets back, that's not going to shock me either. It's just not. Lot of interesting decisions by Skip tonight. I know that he's a little bit limited with the bullpen, but I said it on the show last night. The fact that Skip made his 2 best arms get 3 innings last night, I said it on the show last night. It's not a good place to be when you're making Junis and Latz go 7th, 8th, and 9th. You just don't have the ability to do that every single time. And honestly, with how many games the Rangers have left in this stretch, I just wouldn't have done it last night. Maybe they wouldn't have won the game last night had Skip not done it. Who knows? But when you're asking Junis and Latz to constantly cover 3 innings instead of 2, it's not sustainable. Mason Miller on y'all. I gotta be real with you. I don't feel great about the chances here. Although I largely hope that the Rangers figure out a way. Mason Miller, one of the best in the business, though. I don't have a lot of hope here. 0.9 ERA. Keep your expectations very, very low. And you never know here. You just do. I mean, somebody said it, I think, on TikTok. Maybe it was on YouTube. You just got to get one base runner. Dan, you said that. One of you guys said that as well. You just got to get one base runner. Easier said than done against Mason Miller. First pitch, fastball right down the pipe, man. And Jock Peterson foul tips it. Oh, Jock, that was it, baby. Wouldn't have mattered. It's still 6-5, even if he lets it rip. But, man, if Jock could have got a hold of that one. Pitch 2 incoming. Ball 1, a little bit high. Miller on the year, just to give you a little bit more background. 0.8 whip, 0.9 ERA, 19 total saves. He's been good this year, no doubt. He goes to the 92-mile-an-hour slider, and Jack is in a 1-2 count. Yeah, Skip's moves today were a bit baffling, man. A bit baffling today. Look, I put Skip up there as one of the culprits of today's outcome if it remains the same. Jock is going to laser one to center field, man. Well struck. Should get a runner over to third here. And they do. Diaz on third base. Not a big factor at this point. But Josh Jung up here. Jung has been good today. Wow, I remember this home run back in 2024 that Josh Jung had off Mason Miller, man. I remember this. Good stuff. You'd love to see it. Unfortunately, a 2-run bomb here by the Jungle Cat doesn't get you tied. Whoa. Chin music, baby, with the 86-mile-an-hour slider. Can we bring back JD? Daniels? You know what? Daniels, I think, clearly a very large factor in the 23 World Series. Not sure if Daniels would have us in a better spot right now or not, but I love the hypotheticals. CY's got to be on the hot seat, no doubt. Look, I mean, even the bullpen construction to me. Like, you've got a prayer answered in Jacob Latz. Otherwise, who do you have out in the bullpen? Who do you have that you actually trust? You've got Junis, and that's it. We can give CY credit for the Junis signing. If Jacob Latz doesn't emerge as one of the best closers in the game, this bullpen would be off the freaking rails. JJ fouling off some pitches here. 1 and 2. Staying alive. Pitch number 5 incoming here. Josh Jung 2 for 4 on the day. He is having himself a ball game. He's having a really good series overall. It is a crime that he is not going to start the All-Star game. Really is deserving. I know he's not slugging a lot this year. I'm hoping that the reverse jinx is going to come in clutch here. He's not slugging a lot this year, but he is putting the ball in play at an outstanding clip. And look, he is a big reason why the Rangers are not further behind at this point in the season. Unfortunately, he's going to go down here swinging on a nasty slider, man. That's hard. That looks like a knee-high fastball right down the middle, and then it just dives, man. That is filthy. Literally looks like a knee-high fastball, right center cut, and then it just has the bottom fall out of it. Wyatt Langford up right now, 1 for 3 with an RBI and a walk on the night. Wyatt, he is on a little bit of a heater here, man. And the Rangers need it. Rangers really need this bat, this power bat in the lineup. A lot of bad calls. Colty, I'm with you on that. A lot of bad calls tonight. But look, I cannot blame Eddings, the home plate umpire, for the reason we're losing. There's no reason for that 8th inning and all of the antics, the batter's interference. That's a Higgy mistake. The bad throw by Higgy. Rangers really blew the game all by themselves. I think Skip Schumacher had a couple of interesting decisions in this one that should be under the microscope. I mean, one of the most important being, why not sub in Diaz in the 8th inning? Why are you waiting until the 10th to sub him in? You got the Burger bomb to go up 3-1, put in the defensive catcher. Just like you had defensive replacements in the outfield, right? Diaz is going to hang out. Wild pitch here. Langford down to his final strike, though. 2-2 count. Nimmo would be up next if Langford is able to reach. Pitch number 5 incoming here. Skip is ranked 29th in managers based off of BP decisions. I did see that. I think we talked about that on the show last night. I didn't dig into it last night, but I did see the decision-making from Skip. Statistically speaking, at least the best you can do, getting called into question. I think there was a Tigers account that was trying to put it together to evaluate A.J. Hinch, the Tigers manager. That was at least my read. I need to look into him more. TLC, what's good? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. 102-mile-an-hour fastball right at Wyatt's head, man. Glad he dove out of the way on that. Jeez. It's a little intimidating. Now you come back with that slider on the outside corner. You change the eye level here. It's a part of Miller's game. Foul. Wyatt is having a good AB here. It's going to be at least at minimum an 8-pitch AB. If Wyatt can just put one out there, that would be phenomenal to give Nimmo a chance. No easy task against Miller, one of the best in the business. Rangers, by the way, 8 hits. Padres have 9. Each team's committed an error. Unfortunately, the one for the Rangers looms quite large. Here's the pitch. Swing, and Wyatt Langford is going to come through here. Interesting. Manny Machado not able to make the play. That did not look like it was going anywhere. Machado must have been really far back. Off the bat, man, that looked like it had enough on it. Wyatt wasn't going to be able to get that done, man. He gets down first base quickly, though. Yeah, Machado was, man, he was far back. No doubles, playing deep. Yeah, understood, man. He was back there on the outfield grass. That's crazy. Nimmo with an opportunity. You get a blast here. Tie ball game. Nimmo very late, though, on that first pitch, man. He was far behind that inside fastball at 101, right on the black. That was a great AB. Jackson, I'm with you. Incredible AB by Wyatt, man. Really was. Nimmo can't lay off, and he's going to wave through strike 2. Probably would have been ball 1 there. Wyatt with an 8-pitch AB against Mason Miller. It's good stuff. And Nimmo's going to take strike 3, man. That you got to be hacking Nims. Come on, baby. That's not the one. Nimmo, come on, baby. Don't do the challenge thing. Come on now. Don't be that's almost as bad as the Wyatt Langford one from the other night. Come on, Nims. Jeez. That's brutal. A 3-pitch strikeout from Brandon. Look, he had a nice night last night. He's had a good little stretch of games here. Today, Brandon Nimmo, 2 for 5, man. He had a couple of knocks. It's hard for me to get on Nimmo today, but that's just not a good AB. It's just not a good AB. There's so much looking. JN, I'm with you. So much strike 3 looking. It's painful. You want to know how many times the Rangers struck out today? It's insane. It's insane. 17 strikeouts today? Is this real? 17 strikeouts today. What? 17. I don't think I've ever seen that. Is that like a franchise record? That has got to be close to that's got to be a franchise record, man. 17 strikeouts? It's got to be close. Maybe there was a dude, one of the 90s guys that, hung 20 on, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to look this up, see if Google AI can come through clutch here. 17? Brutal. Just brutal. That challenge was embarrassing. I think Wyatt Langford's from a few nights ago was still worse, but that Nimmo challenge was embarrassing. That's totally Nimmo. Just, dude, you're adding insult to injury there. Most strikeouts, single game Rangers history. It's not going to come up. It's going to give me like a pitcher. It's going to give me like a Nolan Ryan game here. Let's see what we got, though. Ridiculous. Hitting coach should pack his bags. Not needed, doing nothing. It's not going to make a big difference. I called it 18 strikeouts by Nolan Ryan. I knew I was going to get a bad search for this. I'm going to have to do it on the fly. Otherwise, I'm just going to be wasting your guys' time on the live. Maybe one of y'all can do it for me. How many of the 17 were looking? That's a good one. Half? Eye test, it feels like half. Not sure. I'd have to go back and check it out. Every single AB. We'll count it. That one I feel like we can talk and chew gum at the same time. Walk and chew gum at the same time. My bad. Let's see. Rangers, bottom of the first inning. Swinging. Bottom of the second inning, we had 2 called out on strikes. Bottom of the third inning, nobody struck out. Bottom of the fourth inning, nothing. Let's see. Bottom of the fifth inning, also nothing. We're at 2 right now, by the way, called strikeouts. Let's see. Nimmo was called out on strikes. Nimmo actually challenged in the 6th inning as well. So that's number 3. What was this challenge? Let's see how bad or good this challenge was. That one was a lot closer. So Nimmo wasted both the Rangers challenges today. Interesting. We're at 3. Bottom of the 7th inning. We had both strikeouts swinging. Bottom of the 8th inning. We had strikeouts swinging. And then bottom of the 9th inning. So only 4? Only 4? We had 13 strikeouts swinging. 13 strikeouts swinging, man. Yeah, G-Man, I did not love the Kelenic or Joe Ross insertions into the lineup. Not my favorite. Hey, Eli, I appreciate you, man. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good summer, buddy. I think Latz wasn't sent out for the 10th, mainly because we asked him to go multi-inning last night, which I told y'all was going to be problematic at some point. You can't ask Junis and Latz to cover 3 innings every night and expect it to go well. And this is what you get. Junis not available today. Latz not available today. And so you got to throw Joe Ross. I'd rather have Teodo than Ross. That's one of the comments on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know if I'd go that far, Cade. I mean, look, I think that Ross has upside. Obviously, you've got the fastball pretty live. That was on display today. It's just an unfortunate situation. Joe Ross should have never had to pitch in this game. Like, I wouldn't blame Joe Ross for today. I want to go back to what G-Man said. Like, it's about coaching, man. Like, you didn't need to even go to extras today. Skip Schumacher, a couple of just really questionable calls. I mean, yeah, lineup construction. Why would you not replace Higgy with Diaz in the 8th inning after you take the lead, but you sub him out for the 10th? Dude, that's 2 innings too late. Teodo, I don't know how he's doing this year, though. I don't know how Teodo is doing. He, I think, has had some nice games for AAA. I don't get to watch every AAA game. I'm not sure what the Teodo numbers are. We'll see if I can figure it out right now. But I know last year he was definitely up and down. He's got a 4 ERA on the year. I don't know if that's good enough for me to feel great with him coming up. Rather have Bob Ross paint us a picture. Yeah, I think Ross, we got to focus the energy elsewhere. Focus the energy somewhere else. Ross is not the guy you want to be going in on. Go in on the decision to pitch him in the game, but Ross shouldn't be in a situation like this. You should be throwing Ross, up 3, up 4, something comfortable. Definitely a game that you could have easily had won. You had a meltdown in the top of the 8th inning, unfortunately. That cost the Rangers the game. Yeah, Cole Winn, definitely a struggle piece here, right? You felt like coming into this year, Cole Winn was really primed to take another step. And I was definitely multiple times talking about how Cole Winn could be a really important X factor in the bullpen. That just hasn't happened. We've had 3 18 strikeout games before. My goodness. All right, so we didn't make history today. We didn't make history today, but 17 strikeouts is one of the worst things I've seen in a long time. Rangers struck out 17 times today against the Padres. Cole Winn definitely has left something to be desired. I do think Mike Maddox leaving has been detrimental for the development of some of the youngsters. Think Jack Leiter. Cole Winn is definitely a part of that. A young arm that Maddox was surely mentoring. I think that he absolutely is missed. You don't hear a lot of the beats asking questions about the pitching coach, though. I tried to get some of them to respond yesterday. Got the awareness up, had a lot of eyes on the tweet, but none of them decided to ask the question. None of them decided to say, hey, what's the read? What's the take on the pitching coach and Mike Maddox being gone? Somebody's got to ask the uncomfortable question, man. Somebody has to. Somebody has to ask Skip. Looks like some of these guys have taken a step back. You've got a brand new pitching coach this year. What's different from last year to this year? Obviously, Mike Maddox is gone, but what are your observations? Make Skip answer the question. He's going to give you, yeah, we love Jordan Teagues. He's great, blah, blah, blah. But nevertheless, you got to ask the question. Have to. Where do we even go from here? On to tomorrow. We keep going, as I always say. I mean, look, that's the way baseball goes. I definitely feel like tomorrow's game, we could easily come out and get a win, but you could see more of the same. I think at this point, there's a couple of things that I feel strongly about. First of all, you have got to keep the guy who's hot in the lineup. I don't know how Alejandro Osuna would have affected this game, but let's start there. You don't unplug the guy that just came through for you with a clutch double in that first inning, and then also had a single off of one of the toughest lefties in the league in Matsui. Alejandro Osuna, to me, just is one of the players that is afforded the least amount of runway at times. We will run Evan Carter into the ground playing him every single day without fail. But we can't keep the guy in the lineup that is raking of late. I have no clue why you wouldn't put Osuna in here. Yeah, look, I know Kelenic had the hit today. Who knows how Osuna does or doesn't affect this ball game, but let's just start there. You should not be unplugging a dude that is constantly causing trouble for the other team on the base paths, up at the plate. Made little to no sense to me. Like I said, I think with the Kelenic promotion, I think they told him, you're riding the bench on Friday, be available for a pinch hit opportunity. We're going to get you in on Saturday. Otherwise, I mean, I kind of get it. Why bring up Kelenic at all if you are just going to let him ride the bench? But for me, I would have kept Osuna in. No reason why you needed to go ahead and sit him down. I think that was probably the very first straw for me. I want to be careful with my words. I think that you obviously have to mix and match sometimes, but nevertheless, that's an overthink by Skip and the front office, because you know the front office collaborates with Skip. Skip has actually come out and said that. He says that they talk every day with the front office about lineups. To me, that's a total front office send down. Maybe it's Skip. It's a ridiculous move. No way you bench Alejandro Osuna after the night he had last night. Now, let's continue to move on from that move. The decision last night to have Junis and to have Latz go 3 innings, 7, 8, and 9, I didn't love that at the time. I think that it's indicative of a CY roster formation issue that we've talked about. We all sat here and said in the offseason, you've got to go out and get a dependable relief pitcher, whether that was Pete Fairbanks, whether that was, another one of the options. There were a number of different guys that were available. You needed to go out and shore up the bullpen. They decided to sign Chris Martin. They decided to go out and get Tyler Alexander and a couple of little pieces. You cannot be asking Junis and Latz to close out 3 innings for you. And that's a big reason why today you didn't have them available. By the way, I just got word Nathan Eovaldi is going to be starting tomorrow. Couldn't pitch today. Nathan Eovaldi going to be starting tomorrow. I actually really like this, and it's totally dumb luck. But I posted a couple of days ago, I really wanted to see them break up DeGrom and Eovaldi. I know that some of y'all really love the DeGrom and Evo back-to-back thing. I really wanted to see them break up DeGrom and Evo. Having Gore, Leiter, and Rocker back-to-back-to-back, that's rough. It's really rough when you have those 3 dudes who are basically a coin flip on any given day back-to-back-to-back. So I'm kind of glad at this point now you have DeGrom, Gore, then you have Evo. It's kind of nice. Then you have the young 2, Rocker and Leiter after that, but I kind of like breaking this up a little bit. Look, Steve, I'm with you on this. I blanked on it. Forgive me. Armstrong was a guy that we've talked about incessantly. Why not bring back Armstrong? So, look, it goes back to roster formation. It goes back to Skip last night asking too much of Junis and Latz. You've got to have, coming out of an off day, right? They had an off day on Wednesday. Coming out of an off day, you can't throw anybody else in that 7th inning. And look, maybe they don't win the game last night unless they have Junis and Latz pitch the last 3. Kelenic single before Burger homer got us going. Not his fault. Yeah, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. But you still shouldn't have subbed out Osuna. Period. I'm not mad at Kelenic. Dude made the best of his opportunity today, didn't he? Like, nobody's mad at Jared Kelenic, but benching Osuna is stupid. It's just dumb. You could have done a couple of different other things there. You didn't have to bench Osuna. Gavin Collier, I actually just saw him a couple nights ago when I was at the Aviators Express game here in Vegas. He's in the bullpen, man. He's in the bullpen. And I think last night he came in and pitched, and I think he gave up a run, but he's actually pitching pretty well at Round Rock. I think his numbers are pretty good. So Collier could be a guy you call back up. Absolutely. I know a lot of y'all are pissed off about the Osuna decision too. I'm with you on that. Jordan Montgomery is going to be doing a rehab assignment. Look, I don't expect Monty to be any kind of savior, but I do hope that he can be a solid back-end rotation guy. I do not expect him to turn back the clock to 2023, but I sure hope he can be just a solid contributor, and I hope he can stay healthy. But I don't think anybody should be expecting Monty to come back and tear it up. I do not think that needs to be a thing at all. I mean, look, Montgomery hasn't pitched since 2024, and Montgomery was bad in 2024. He missed the entire 2025 season. In 2024, he pitched in 25 games, and he had a 6.23 ERA. Look, maybe you blame that on the injury. Look, I don't know, but I got to say this. My expectations are very low for Jordan Montgomery. Collier definitely struggled with the walks. Like I said, he's had a good run. He's pretty much been down at AAA since the beginning of June, and he's pitched pretty well for the Express. So he is a guy that they could consider bringing back up, that's for sure. Cody Bradford, I think he is still just like throwing. I don't think he is doing anything crazy, getting close to rehab assignment. Maybe within the next couple of weeks. Feels like every update I get on him, though, he's throwing at 90 feet. He's throwing at 120 feet, and it just goes round and round and round. Skip GPT. You know what? I will say this. You know, with Skip, my biggest thing with Skip is there's a little bit of feel that's lacking. Like, you know, dude, you can use the numbers. There's no issue. I have no issue with using the numbers. But it's like last night. Why are you pinch hitting Osuna for Justin Foscue? Let me talk about Foscue a little bit. And I'm a Foscue fan. I want to see him do well. He's a first-round pick. I want to see JF do well. Justin Foscue has, I believe, less than 35 plate appearances against lefties this year. And we've got fans calling him elite at hitting left-handed pitching. He's had 35 plate appearances against lefties. Like, you know, Osuna has 12 or 13. And Osuna, by the way, is like doing pretty well hitting lefties this year. But I don't understand. People will clap back at me like, bro, Osuna, it's a small sample size against lefties. Okay, 12 to 34? We're making this judgment based on a difference of 20 to 22 at bats? I did not understand at all benching Osuna for Foscue. Foscue has definitely hit lefties well this year, don't get me wrong, but why are you taking out the guy that was hot? He had multiple hits. Thought that was ridiculous last night, and then you piggybacked it by benching him today. I mean, what an overthink. We don't always need to chase matchups. Have some feel. Right? When a guy is just crushing it up at the plate and they're locked in, don't take that guy out. Seriously. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that gets me, y'all. It's definitely one thing if Osuna is 0 for 3, 0 for 4, and you put in Foscue against a lefty. Do not bench one of your hottest hitters. And we all know that the offense has been tough enough to come by. Don't bench one of your hottest hitters ever on a given night. Use your eyes versus analytics. Gary, I'm with you. Appreciate you, brother. Use your eyes, right? It's got to be eye test along with analytics. It's got to be feel for the game along with analytics. Lopez lefty over Osuna. Yeah, I think that in that spot, there was an RBI opportunity. And so the idea was, let's get Foscue in the game in a big RBI spot. Foscue is hitting sub 500 in terms of the OPS with runners in scoring position. Justin Foscue has a sub 500 OPS with runners in scoring position. He's hitting a $143 when there are runners in scoring position this year. Ridiculous. I don't have the volume on. Let me know if Skip says anything interesting. If you've got Skip up on the TV right now, RSN, let me know if Skip says anything of note. Chunky, what's good? Yeah, I'm having a good day overall. Just this game, man. I think where we go from here, you just move on to tomorrow. Evo's starting. You got a chance to win a series, right? That's got to be the perspective. You just got to flush this. Flush this and go for tomorrow. 17 strikeouts. My goodness. And this is why you don't bench hot hitters. That's why you don't bench them. You don't bench Osuna. You have a tough enough time stringing together consistent offense. Yeah, it was definitely appropriate to send Smith down. I'm with you on this. I think that it's a good thing for him to get a mental reset. I wonder if he's going to play tonight. I was maybe going to see if I could scoot over there to the ballpark. That would be fun. See Smitty play. By the way, those of y'all that don't know, I live in Vegas. Round Rock is in Vegas right now playing the Aviators. So I saw that Smitty got activated. So we'll see. Maybe he's in Vegas right now. Maybe he's going to be playing tonight. If I don't go to the game, I'll post Smitty ABs. We'll get the highlights of him. It'll be good. Hopefully he goes down there and gets right. And I don't root for anybody to fail. I say that so many times because I get so many people clapping back at me throughout games just thinking I'm rooting for people to fail. I'm not, but then what am I doing here? You analyze at some point. You don't just sugarcoat every single thing. We say this every night. You got to be genuine. Some of the moves that were made last night and tonight in win and in loss, not great. Not great. Keep on rolling. Yeah, you might be right on that, TLC. You might be right. I feel like we could replace the FO with my friends and we could make better decisions. Man, I will say this. I love the people that, you suggest something online and they act like CY in the front office have just made like gold decision after gold decision. Like, we realize how many mistakes this front office has made, right? For every good decision they've made, Josh Jung, keeping him, right, letting him work through his struggles. Even I'll throw Jake Burger in the mix. You know what? I think I got to eat a little crow on Burger. He has been a good player. Maybe the numbers aren't pristine, but I think he's hitting 250 with a good number, a healthy number of homers. I think Jake Burger, and I think definitely with what you're getting from Josh Jung, you got to clap your hands for the front office on that. But this is the same front office that signed Chris Martin to $4 million. This is the same front office that tried to make Chris Martin and Robert Garcia our closer by committee. I mean, there have been a few doozies, y'all. So the people online that always, try and make you feel stupid for suggesting alternatives, it's like, what do we think? This front office has hung the moon? Like, I could rattle off more bad decisions if you really want. I mean, I could go for days. There's been so many in the past 2 years. For every good decision, there's a bad one. Skip talking about Lats now. Let me know what he says. TLC, appreciate you. CY can't stop being patient. 3 years of the same thing. He needs to make changes. Stop waiting for production. It's not an aggressive enough approach for me. I totally agree. And then, but some people then say, well, if you're too aggressive, you probably would have cut ties with Josh Jung. Maybe. I think Josh Jung has been great this year. I don't have anything negative to say about Josh. I think he has been a really, really solid player for the Rangers. Yeah, I mean, look, I figured Lats was only going to be a one-inning guy. You had to use him multiple innings. Yeah, Steve, I actually had this same thought. And I'm not just saying that, brother. You've had a few good ones today. I had this same thought though. Don't move Burger up. Just leave Burger down at the bottom of the order. Clearly it's working. But this is the kind of stuff that Skip will probably tweak with. Oh, Burger, he's hitting well. Let's move him up to third in the order. Dude, he's raking from the 7th spot. Just leave it alone. Please. The past 2 years and this year gave me burnout. Would rather watch the 2019 team. There are definitely, I will say this, there were more fun teams to watch regardless of success. Some of the late 2010s teams, the 2018 team, you had like Trevino and Kiner Falefa and all those guys. Some of those teams were more fun. You know, you had Beltre, right? Beltre was his last year 17 or 18? Like, to me, some of those teams were still fun. This team is just not consistently a fun watch. They have their nights. Last night was fun. Even tonight at times was fun. Striking out 17 times, though. Woof. It's disgusting. Astros are getting hot. Yep, right on cue. Right on cue. We keep rolling. Look, tomorrow, we'll see if Evo has even been listed yet. I don't know if he has been. No. Actually, yeah, he has been listed by MLB as the probable starter. All right, that's how you know it's legit, because MLB is always behind. We already went through some of these numbers, though. You've got basically Ty France, who rakes off of Evo, 7 for 14 in his career with a bomb. Manny Machado does have a homer, but is batting 133 against Evo in 15 career ABs. Sheets is 1 for 8, Everybody else, nothing really of note, nothing worth talking about. Bogart's hitting 215 career ABs. You just hope that they can flush this one out and come back strong with Evo tomorrow. No pitching matchup yet announced on the San Diego side. However, I'm going to go to ESPN. Sometimes they come through with a pitching matchup that MLB doesn't quite have listed yet. So let's check it out. All right, so tomorrow, by the way, we are same kind of a little bit earlier start, actually. 11:35 a.m. for me out here. So what, 1:35 for you guys? Giolito starting. Giolito starting for the Padres, according to ESPN. MLB has not listed Giolito quite yet. Let's look at Giolito against the Rangers. You have got a lot of zeros, honestly. Nicky Lopez is 5 for 25. There's that. Brandon Nimmo 0 for 4. Jock Peterson 2 for 8. Nobody's homered off Giolito. Ezekiel Duran 1 for 8 with 5 strikeouts. Yuck. Josh Jung 0 for 2. Kelenic 0 for 3. Wyatt Langford 1 for 3. Jock Peterson's actually 5 for 8 against him. That's my bad. Jock Peterson, probably the guy you're looking to lead the charge tomorrow. 5 for 8 against Giolito. No homers, but 5 for 8. Good for him. We'll see what happens. Raw scheduled off day tomorrow. Phew. Good news. Need a little bit of that. I'm a little bit surprised Corey Seager is still out too. I know some of you guys are as well. Maybe you're not surprised. Look, I'll say this. I don't want to play the game that some people are playing, like, you know, he just doesn't want to play. I don't want to get into that. I really don't. It's just so hard to say. And look, concussions can be weird. They can be weird. I mean, look, I've been around the game of football for a while. Some of you guys know I've been a football coach for a long time. I coach a little baseball as well. Baseball was always the first love, but I mean, look, concussions and the after effects, I mean, that is real. I'll say this. I wouldn't have thought that it would have been this bad based on the contact. Like, if you go back and watch the play, it doesn't really strike me as a, need to be out for 2 weeks play, but you never know. You never know. Was he at the World Cup? I didn't see that. I saw Rocker was there. Wyatt Langford was there. I saw Burger was there. I didn't see Seager was there. But I'm not saying that you're lying by any means. I just think at this point, you definitely have to just go with whatever is happening. I don't think you can get into the psychological nature of it. I think Corey needs to be on the field more. Let's just say that. He was well enough to be at the World Cup in a suite. Yeah, I mean, that is a little different than playing a game, but I understand how some people, I said it on the show last night, I understand how some people would look at the World Cup appearance and say, man, these guys need to focus on baseball. I mean, it's unfortunate when you're a losing baseball team. That's the kind of stuff you set yourself up for. That is the kind of stuff. And so, look, for Corey, here's the bottom line. Whether he should be on the field, not be on the field, whether you think that he's kind of milking this or not, he needs to be on the field more. He needs to be more available for Texas. I don't think that's debatable. And I think it is a fair criticism. I'm not even going to go there with, oh, it's just bad luck. It's unfortunate. It's a fair criticism to say he's not available enough. I don't think anybody needs to get in their feelings about that. I don't think anybody needs to get defensive. He needs to be on the field more. And we talked about the fact that he's not willing to 50-50 DH it. He's not willing to be a DH. And that is obviously a way that you can stay healthier. It's not foolproof, but that is a way that you can stay healthier. Look, I got no problem with them going to the World Cup game either, for the record. I don't have a problem with it. I'll say this, though. I can see how some people would look at your 4 games under 500. You just got beat up on by the Twins. And on your off day, you were kind of just hanging out, going to a World Cup game. I think Rock was drinking a beer. Like, you could see how it gives off a less than favorable impression. However, at the end of the day, I don't have an issue with any of those guys going to the World Cup game. The guy they put in the 10th had an ERA of 10.50 starting that inning. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't construct a great bullpen and when you overuse your 2 best arms. They overused Jacob Junis and they overused Jacob Latz, and that's why you're in a tough spot in the 10th inning today. You're also in a tough spot because Skip Schumacher subbed out Kyle Higashioka 2 innings too late. Everyone needs a break. I'm with you, Zach. Like I said, I got no problem with it, but I can see how others would look at it and say, man, you guys are just kind of chilling on this losing stretch that you're on right now. I could see how some people would look at it and say, feels like these guys aren't committed as they need to be. It's tough. It's tough. I don't know what I would have done. Not sure what I would have done in that spot. Kind of a tough thing when your whole team is going as well, or most of the people on your team are going. Maybe it was a pre-planned thing. Who knows? Who knows? Should they blow it up? No, they shouldn't blow it up. Be patient. This is the toughest part about this, right? The good news is it's about a month away, right? The deadline, month and a half, month and 10 days. You got to tough it out here, y'all. Rangers Nation, we got to be patient. There's no good in blowing it up right now. You're not going to get as good of a price for some of the players. But be fully prepared, by the way. Be fully prepared to just stand pat. I actually don't think CY is going to sell. I think he might sell off some of the half-year contracts, some of the rentals. But it's not going to shock me if he keeps Corey. And it's not going to shock me if he keeps Evo and DeGrom, knowing that he's got him one more year next year. Now, look, next year, if the Rangers are bad, I mean, it might be a little weird with the work stoppage, with the strike. You might see them do that. But I think CY is going to say to himself, I can retool this for 2027. So I'm going to keep DeGrom and I'm going to keep Evo and I'm going to keep Corey Seager. I wouldn't be shocked by that at all. Yeah, a lot of people, I think, are missing John Daniels. I think, and I've always said, you guys have heard me say it, some of the longtime listeners, I am a fan of John Daniels, and I think he needs more credit for the 2023 World Series. CY obviously made the Chapman deal, he made the Montgomery deal, and for that, you do have to give CY credit for the World Series, no doubt. Absolutely. But give John Daniels a lot of credit. He drafted Evan Carter, who was instrumental in the World Series, drafted Josh Jung, who was very instrumental in the Rangers winning a World Series. He signed Corey Seager and Marcus Semien. Those guys were signed under his watch. CY was the GM at the time, but obviously John Daniels was the president. Ton of different things. After the deadline, the no trade kicks in. I thought it was at the end of the season. So you could still possibly trade him. He would just have to approve, right? At that point. Isn't it a limited no trade right now? I thought he had a limited no trade already where like you can only trade him to certain teams. Is that right? Or can you trade him anywhere? For whatever reason, I thought it was a limited no trade clause right now that blossoms to like a full no trade clause after this year. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't want DeGrom at 40 if there's no season next year. Yeah, well, DeGrom actually, you could potentially keep DeGrom even in 2028. It would be a mutual thing, I believe. But I don't think they're going to do that, if I had to guess. If I had to guess, they'll stay away from that. Shoot, man. What a game. Really thought that they had this game after the Burger home run. They're just so good when they take a late lead. I really thought they had this. They've got to figure out the bullpen situation. It's concerning me. Might be what I do the video on tomorrow. The bullpen situation is really concerning to me. And Skip's got to manage it well. You know, you got to work with what you have, but we can't go through the entire season only trusting Jacob Junis and Jacob Latz. It's a recipe for disaster. You have to figure out guys that you are able to trust in a 7th inning bridge situation. Like you've got to figure that out. We cannot keep doing this where we give the game away because Latz and Junis aren't available because they pitched too much in the last 2 days because we don't trust anybody else in a big spot. Got to be better. All right, y'all. I'm going to take off for the day. We'll be back tomorrow, Father's Day tomorrow. Not sure what we got planned. Should be good stuff, but look, we'll definitely watch the game and we'll hope for a better outcome. I will get on and do a show, probably 8th or 9th inning. So if you want to come hang out and talk Rangers baseball, would love to see you there. I'll probably have a video out for you at some point, I would say tomorrow morning, maybe tomorrow morning early. Maybe I'll do a video later tonight. I don't know. We'll see. See how quick I can get it out. But that'll be the plan. And then we'll be back, like I said, 8th or 9th inning for the live show. Do we have Father's Day ads? I don't think we do. I saw the 4th of July hats. I don't think they're doing anything for Father's Day. Haven't they done like a baby blue one in the past? I thought they did like an all baby blue Father's Day hat in the past. Maybe I'm just imagining that. Just win tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. Just win tomorrow, man. I do agree, TLC. Gore had a nice game. He really did. He really did. Yeah, the 10-game road trip's going to be brutal. We're going to talk about that roadie tomorrow. 10 games in a row on the road, man. That's going to be tough. We'll get through it together, y'all. Hey, we'll see you a little bit later on tomorrow in the afternoon. Hope you have a great Father's Day if you are celebrating. And look, expect that video out maybe later tonight, maybe early tomorrow morning. Appreciate you liking it, dropping a comment, sharing it. Appreciate that. You guys do so much to help the channel, to help the account grow. It means a lot to me. So thank you. Hope you have a good rest of your Saturday. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.